Hey guys, welcome to Selenium with Java April 2023 batch online training session 1. So it is the starting of the session for this April 2023 batch. In today's sessions I will cover what is the objective of the training topics whatever will be covered, and what are the additional benefit you will be getting from the training, what is software testing and the principles, why automation testing is required, and what is automation testing all about, automation testing coverage and key consideration, automation testing lifecycle, introduction to Selenium WebDriver, Selenium component, advantages, disadvantages, how you can set up your Eclipse along with the Selenium WebDriver, how you can create your fast test cases using Selenium WebDriver for Chrome or Chrome browser or the Firefox browser, what are the web elements, and how you can identify the web element with the help of different element locators, what are the different operations you can perform on web page, browser, WebEdit Box and link. So that will be covered in today's session. So slowly, like we'll be like moving to the other area. So first I will cover the ABCD of automation. Once you are comfortable enough on Selenium and the Java ABCD, then we'll go to the complex area. Then slowly you will be able to understand, or you will able to frame a sentence, right? So after learning ABCD, you can frame a sentence, right? I am learning Selenium with Java. After that, you will be going to the framework part where you will be learning how to create a pages, how to create a book, like that slowly. But that other thing will be covered. But in case one say that is it covered everything by 12 classes, I can say no. But whatever is really required to start your journey, that will be really covered here, and you will gain the real good confidence in this 12th session. Because there is no end of syllabus. No one can say that that's all from this particular Selenium or Java, but that will pretty good content will be covered here in the upcoming 12 session. So this is the different area will be covered in here. So batch will be on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, 7 to 9 p.m. IST, around 12 classes. Each classes will be around 2 hours. So I have given some buffer weeks so that session will be covered by April to May, right? Where you could see in the past session these are the topics will be covered, and then other topic like XPath, CSS, how to handle alert, implicit void, explicit will be covered in the day 2, 3 and day 7. Then Java will be covered, basic to advanced Java, total 4 sessions for Java, 3 sessions for Selenium WebDriver, 1, 2 and 7, day 7, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be covered Java. Then we'll go to the test ng where it will be taking 2 days time. Then we'll go to the automation framework in depth along with data driven keyword hybrid framework, Apache POI, and okay, so 2 session, and the last session will be from the BDD and Cucumber where you can try to create your own basic framework with the help of the BDD and Cucumber tool. BDD is a framework and Cucumber is a tool. So that are the different topics will be covered. And what are the additional benefits? So definitely each and every video will be posted in my channel with private mode. You can go n number of times. For all the sessions, you can get the contents, you can get the code. One session is over, I will be sharing sample framework as well, okay, along with around close to 1000 interview question and answer. And also I'll be sharing couple of more videos which is already available on my channels, right, as a public mode now. Okay, so like Git, GitHub and Jenkins which you can go through. So now if you are learning Selenium with Java and different framework along with Git, GitHub and Jenkins, so right now you will find to start your journey in the automation. Okay, so that's the different way we'll proceed. So then we'll go to the what is software testing. So in case you are working on the software industry, you might ever what is software testing all about. But before software testing, in case you are pretty much new to the IT industry or the information technology, so IT industry started I think around 30 years back. Okay, and if I want to talk about the different area of the information technology industry, so I can say that there will be development team who used to primarily do the development of the product. There will be testing or the QA team whose primary objective to certify the product after testing. There will be support of the maintenance teams, right, who will be providing the ongoing support for the production environment. There will be business analysts who are really, work on the requirement, certify the requirement. There can be domain expert, There can be multiple domain like retail, travel, hospitality, insurance, banking, financial service, healthcare. Like that is the different domain can be there. Network engineering can be there, right? Who are will be solving your problem in terms of your software, hardware configuration. There will be management, right? Who or leadership who are responsible for delivering, getting the new project, working with the customer or the other way. So that is the way different team will be there. So in case I am talking about the testing, before 20 years back, there was no separate concept of testing. There was no independent team of the testing. So development used to do the testing, and they used to deploy the code in the production environment. So that time, because there was no testing, right, lot of problem came, and there can be disaster of the development as well. So that is the reason nowadays testing came as an independent team, where not only that functional testing, apart from automation, performance, security, data testing, lot of testing came into the market. And whenever any kind of project is happening, it will follow different life cycle, right? Different methodology it can follow, like waterfall, agile. So waterfall agile means, so development will be completed at a chunk, and then it will be given to the QA team. QA team will certify, and in case problem is coming, right, so it will again whole thing need to be reworked. So that is the reason nowadays, right, nobody most of the project are using the agile methodology. So instead of all the work to be done in a single shot, so small unit of the work will be done, right, by the development team. Parallel testing will happen, and that module will go as a live. So that is the way, with minimal time, right, we can get something which is really important, right, for the business as well. So that business no need to wait. In case something is really required to go for short span of time, they can go in the agile principle. So in case I am talking about the different life cycles, so there will be software development life cycle, software testing life cycle. In the software development life cycle, the planning will happen, then requirement will come, requirement analysis will happen, then the developer will develop their product, then QA team will start testing the product, then the product will go for the go live. After that, support will be there. As part of STLC or software testing lifecycle, again planning, strategizing will happen, requirement will come, requirement analysis will happen, right? Then your test design activity will be there, where you will be writing scenario and then test cases. They'll be create mapping with the RTM or requirement testability matrix. After that, once everything is done, after reviewing with the customer or the business, right, you will be certifying that your application environment, once your environment is ready, you will be going for different kind of testing. Once everything is done, all the defect is fixes, right, your code will be deployed to the real-time environment. After that, any kind of warranty or support activity can be there. So there are a couple of tools is available for defect or test management. Nowadays it's Rally, Jira, Azure, right? There are TestRail. These are the HPLM, where you can add your test cases, right? You can execute it, you can log at the defect, and defect will also go for defect lifecycle. First defect will be logged, then it will be validated by the developer. In case they are not finding is relevant, they will reject it or mark as invalid. In case it is valid, they will fix it. Again, it will come to the QA team for retesting. They will QA team will retest. In case it is fine, it will close. Otherwise, it can be again reopened. It will go back to the developer. So what is software testing? So software testing is a process to validating the actual requirement, right? The requirement and the your product, how it is behaving. So in case you are finding any deviation, you will be logging as a bug, and that bug will follow the defect life cycle, right? And it will be assigned to the developer. Okay. So as a tester, our responsibility is to find out any kind of fallacy or the problem in the system, right? Any kind of error, gaps, or the missing requirement in respect to the actual requirement. So that way we can prevent, right, bugs or reducing development costs, and it will improve overall performance and avoiding the real-time issue. So in case I want to talk about the testing, there will be two kind of testing. One is the black box and the white box, right? Black box is kind of UI level, white box, right, some sort of coding will be required, and whatever application will be testing, it is called AUT, or the application under test. So whenever we'll be starting the testing, there will couple of testing will happen. First, your kind of functional testing you will perform, where you will trying to perform the UI level validation, right? Then before that, developer team used to do their unit testing. After they develop the code, product is ready, right? As a unit, right, development team will be performing the unit testing, and they will be giving the environment or the code to deploy to the testing environment for the testing team to start. So testing team will first do the functional testing, where, right, they will be checking the functions for the business scenario, right, functional requirement. Once it is done, then they will be doing the integration testing, where they will be integrate all the thing in a single shot. After that, they will be performing the end-to-end testing. Once everything is done, they will also do the regression testing, because in case you already having defect, right, those defect got fixed and you have retested, but that might impact the other functionality as well. So to certify that other functionality did not got impacted after all the testing complete, will be doing the regression testing. So after that, you need to do some non-functional testing, which will be doing as a performance testing to certify that performance is fine. It is not right, kind of creating problem in case more user is working at simultaneously. Then you will be doing the stress testing and security testing also, that your environment is secured in all aspect, right? Nobody can easily hack your application. Once everything is done, then the customer will be doing the testing, where they will be doing the acceptance testing. So there can be two type of testing. One is the alpha testing and the beta testing. I think alpha testing will be done at the developer end, and the beta testing will be done as the final testing, where like customer end, they will be doing the testing to certify that, right, the product is working as per the requirement as part of their UAT. Okay. Usual testing also, product a customer can validate whether that all the look and feel, right, button, all the things working fine or not. So that way a lot of different kind of testing is there. This is the high level stuff, but there are kind of 100 variety of the testing is there nowadays. Okay. Then next is, what is error, fault and failure? Error is a human actions that produces an incorrect result. Fault is the manifestation of an error in software or in implementation. Failure is the deviation of software from its expected delivery of service. So I'm just giving a simple example so that you can understand. So suppose say you are not having your meals on time, or you are fasting too much. So what happened? So that is the error, because you are doing it knowingly, right? And because of that, you can have some problem like headache, right, kind of gastric problem. So that is the fault. So what you need to do, in case because of some error some fault is coming, right? So what you need to do, in case you are having some critical problem, you need to go to the doctors. Then they will go for some, they will ask you some test, and they will prescribe you some medicine, so that in case you are following it, sometime fault can be recovered. But in case you are not going or not taking any medicine, in case still doing it, so it will create some failure, means it will create some severe problem, or it can create death of the that particular person as well, because of so much problem. So that is the way, right? A human being can do any kind of mistakes, so it will produces the defect or fault, but it can happen. But we need to certify that fault can be fixed at the earliest. Otherwise, it will create the failure of your application, or it will crash your system. How can error occurs? We all are human beings, we can do some mistakes. There is miscommunication, the requirement is not updated, right? The communication channel between the developer, tester, business analyst, customer is not work properly. Working under pressure, sometimes some person are working in multiple project, multiple requirement, and they are having some pressure, budget restriction, and priority conflicts, and all this stuff can happen. Sometimes technology is complex, right? Resources are not adequate with that particular tools and technology, or maybe they are not up to the mark on that particular arena. Infrastructure is not good, right? Sometimes like the code is not properly reviewed, right, by the developer, or maybe the leads or the manager. Sometimes some of the environment constants might be there, so that is the way error might occur in your system. So what are the important 7 key software testing principles? So nowadays, right, all the testing should be performed by the independent testing team. Okay, so that is the first one. Then you need to certify your application based on the customer requirement, right? You cannot go beyond that. In case you are having some SME knowledge or subject matter expert knowledge, you can definitely let the concern, but primary thing is the bible of will be your customer requirement, or the like this is the thing will bible. Sometimes like exhaustive testing might not be possible, so you need to prioritize your test case. You need to go for the risk based testing as well. So suppose say your project tenure is 6 months, and so 3 months is development, 3 months is testing. But sometimes development team might take 4 months time, and you are only having 2 months time. So within 2 months maybe you cannot certify 100% thing. So you can go with the risk based approach. You can prioritize your scenario like critical, complex, high, all this stuff, and then you can go with the higher priority first. And then in case you are having time, you can go for the lower priority test cases. All the tests should be conducted before the implementing it. Means whatever testing should be doing it, either maybe unit testing, functional, non-functional, everything should be done before the product go end in the live. After that, there is no point of doing the testing. It follows the Pareto rule 80-20 principle. So in the real-time industry as well, 80% defect will come from the 20% complex area. So whenever you are having the good knowledge in the domain application, you can know that these are the area can break something. So you can focus more testing on those area, right? So that most of the defect will be uncovered from this area. Now start testing with smaller part. That is the reason it will start with the smoke testing. Sorry, I mean that unit testing. Then it will go for functional like integration, end to end like that. Early testing saves a lot of time. In case you are able to identify the defect at the earliest, so it will save you a lot of times and money. So because early fix of the defect will definitely reduces lot of cost and effort. Why automation testing? So as of now we are familiar with the manual testing. Manual means nothing but we are doing it manually. So it's testing only. So sometime right, sometime there is a time crunch. Right, in case we are able to do it manually, it might take time, but in case we are able to do it automatically, so it will do even nightly basis as well. Right, we can schedule the job, it will run nightly without manual intervention. Right, sometime coverage, right, suppose in manually we can cover only one scenario with one data combination, but in case of automation, right, you can go with 10 combination with the automation. So higher chances of risk in case you are doing something manually and you are maybe a new person, right, you are new to the domain, you can miss something, you can override something, you can miss critical functionality, right, you are only creating only with one data which is not correct. So there can be chances of kind of leaking some defect, right, or not identifying some defect. Project deadline, sometime project deadline is right, there are a lot of project parallel project need to be completed with minimal intervention, so that you can go for the automation testing manually. It might take a lot of times. Then regression testing, so that is the very important. In case you are following the agile principle, right, every sprint it will be one, might be 1 month 3 week sprint, right, so that lot of thing will be coming, lot of defects will be fixed, lot of releases will happen. So in case something is happening, right, it might impact the existing code as well. So every time, right, you need to perform some regression testing to certify that your existing functionality is working. But in case you want to do it manually, right, it will be time consuming and might be you are not able to do it. But in case you are doing it automatically, so that you can give more and more coverage, you can certify more and more functionality. So that is the way, right, you can go with the automation testing. So that is the way. When company develops the product, it is bound to have some defect. So before the release of the product, the company need to capture the flaw in it to provide seamless user experience. It is the responsibility of the testing team to perform various kind of testing from functional to non-functional to ensure the effectiveness, efficiency and better user experience of the overall product. So manual software testing is performed by humans sitting in front of computer, carefully going through the application screen, trying various usage and input combination, comparing the result to the expected behavior and recording the observation. Software tests have to be repeated often during development cycle to ensure quality. Every time source code is modified, software tests should be repeated. For each release of the software, it may be tested on all supported operating system, separate configuration. Manually repeating this test might be time consuming and costly. Apart from that, right, sometime I need to execute same test in different operating system, different browser. So in case you want to do it manually, it might be time consuming, but you can do it automated way with minimal intervention of time or minimal manual intervention. What is automation testing? But the objective is still same. You want to compare the actual and expected result, and you want to log as a defect in case of any deviation. So automation testing is software testing method or technique to test any application and compare the actual result with the expected result. This can be achieved by designing test script using a relevant automation testing tool. It can be any kind of tool. It does not matter Selenium, UFT, RFT, Tosca. It can be any tool. In manual testing, test case will be executed manually without proper support from relevant tools. However, for automation testing, test cases will be executed with the assistance of one or more appropriate tools. Automation testing is more reliable as there is less chance of human error. In manual testing, everything will be run manually every time based on the need. It might be time consuming, but automation testing we can run similar test cases with variation of data, and also right, without manual intervention, right, and also we can go with the nightly basis run, weekend run, right, we can configure this thing. Automation tests carry out the same same step every time with precision. The results are generally made available to everyone concerned with at least possible amount of time. That is the another important thing. So automation testing also can be integrated, right, with Jenkins, so that in case some build is coming, it will execute it and will certify that build is passed or failed. It will trigger the mail as well to the respective stakeholder, and they can get to know how many scenario passed, failed, what is the problem, what is the major thing is coming. So whenever you are doing the automation testing, so some initial cost will be there, because right, initial time you will not be getting any return. So you have to invest the time, you need to give the training, you need to create the framework. After that you will be developing your script, then slowly you will be modifying the script, adding more and more and more test cases into the thing. So whenever you are starting in the automation testing, you need to first conduct the POC, or the proof of concept. You cannot do automation testing immediately. So you need to find out that what tool will be suitable, whether it's a free tool, license tool, whether customer is giving the license cost or not, whether that what is the application type, right, what framework you can use, all this stuff, what is the timeline you can fulfill, right, how many test cases you need to automate, what are the different type of testing you need to automate, all this stuff as part of the POC, or the proof of concept. Then you will go for the return on investment on the ROI. Means whatever investing you are doing, so you need to get more and more return, otherwise there is no point of automating. Suppose say you are having 100 test cases, if you want to run it manually, so it might take 10 days of time, but if you want to automate them, it might take 40 days. But in case you want to run them 2 times only, so manual time will be 20 day, but automation time will be 40-day development cost, and running maybe one day for every release, every time. So it will be 42 days. Your like return investment is negative here. But in case you want to run them 10 times, so manual effort will be 10 into 10 is 100 days. But automation effort, suppose say 40 days development, and every run 1 day means 50 days, and sometimes 5 days as a maintenance effort. So 55 days, still you are saving 45 days, means your ROI, or return on investment, is positive. Then you can go with the automation testing. The next questions will come, that whether is it possible to automate 100%. Definitely it might be possible, okay, but you should go with 70 to 80% automation, where right, some of the area might be ROI is not good, some of the area will be executing the thing only 1 or 2 time, some of the area complexity is more, so instead of automating, right, manual will be more and more fruitful. So that is the different thing, right, you need to think about before starting your automation development as well. So automation testing coverage. So what are the area you will be automating it? You will be automating the functional testing, then regression testing, smoke or sanity tools, because those will be executed more and more and more every time. Build deployment, in case any build is coming, you to certify it. End-to-end lifecycle validation. Suppose in case you want to certify some product, you will be automating something called for the validating the complete life cycle starting to the end. So that way you can certify that all the critical functionalities working. And test data creation. Sometime you need to create some test data, means similar data with variation of the thing, right? So that test data you can go ahead and you can do some sort of testing. You can automate those kind of scenario fast with the priority. Then you cannot go with automation immediately. Before that you need to make sure that requirement is frozen, so that there is no requirement change, otherwise you might need to change your script again and again. You need to make sure that your application is stable enough, right, and then and your code is more stable, and you can go with automation whenever there is a big project, right, time crunch, and project where you need to execute same test case again and again, just like the smoke or sanity or the test data creation or the regression suite. Then few of the key consideration you need to choose before automation testing solution. What kind of technology is to be automated? what are the different kind of functionality you'll be automating. Can you proceed for open source tool or the license tool? How much training might be required for implementation of the framework? Does the tool match with your current software testing process? Or sometime you need, can you prefer the in-house tool, right, already developed? All this thing you need to consider before choosing any automated testing solution. Solution means your tool, corresponding framework, right, different reporting pattern, different CI/CD or the continuous integration, continuous development to all this stuff. Then just like the software development cycle, software testing cycle, software defect management cycle or defect life cycle, there is automation testing life cycle also there. So there are 5 steps: planning, script design, enhancement, right, debugging the script and analyze the report and report the defect, analyze the result and reporting the defect. So as part of the planning, what you do will be analyzing requirement. You will analyze the application under test, right, in terms of all the objects are you able to identify or not, and you need to identify what are the test case you will be automating it. Then you will be designing, starting the development of the script. You will be creating the reusable component, right, or the page library, or you will be identifying the all the element locator with the help of different element locator technique. And then enhancement part, as part of the enhancement part, your objective is not to grow from one page to another page. It is not like the automation objective. Suppose say you are having a 10 pages, so is your objective is to navigate from one page to another page? No, your objective is to navigate to one page to another page. Apart from that, you need to certify all the button, field, right, error message, everything based on your requirement. So you need to insert the assertion point or the verification point. You need to parameterize, means same test case you can run it with different variety of the data. You can handle any kind of expected or unexpected behavior or the error as well, so that your script will be more and more stable. After that, you can run them. Before actual run, you can certify that your script is working as part of the integrated way, right, and you can also modify them as and when required. Because today your application is having 10 pages, tomorrow it can have 20 pages. So few new pages can be added, few pages can be modified, few pages can be removed. But in case you are not maintaining your code, whenever you are running in the actual time, it will never work. So that is the reason major of the automation project is a big failure. Sometimes project can fail, automation project, everything can fail because you did not maintaining your code. You are not modifying your code based on your latest application behavior. So whenever you are running, you find that everything is failed. Because whenever you want to run, you might given 5 days time. But whenever you are running, everything got failed, you find that to fix all the thing, it might require 20 days. So definitely you are not getting the benefit when you want to get it. And the last step will be your analyze the test result after final run. You need to analyze it. You need to make sure that there is really failure, not false failure. The failure is from the actual and expected result mismatch or some other issue or error. Then you can publish the test result and you identify the defect, log a defect, like that. So that is the way. And definitely after everything is done, you can share the test, share that summary report of the automation to the respective stakeholder. Then the different kind of automation tool available in the market. Some of the tool is free tool, some of the tool is kind of paid tool. You need to take with the help of the licensing cost. So Selenium is very powerful tool primarily for the web based application, but nowadays it can be automated for Windows based application also. It support lot of variety of the browser, all the operating system. EFT or the QTP is very powerful tool, but it is a paid tool for the non-web application that comes with built-in object-oriented feature. RFT also support, which is rational functional tester, which is also a paid license tool. Automation testing for functional regression, GUI, and data-driven testing. Tosca is also a license cost tool, powerful automation tool for functional and regression testing of various software products. Silk is also a kind of paid tool, is used for functional regression testing of desktop, mobile, and web application. SQL is open source tool for GUI testing. SoapUI is open source for the API testing. Postman also for the API testing, we can use it. APM also open source tool specially for the mobile testing or native app testing or mobile web application testing. JUnit is a framework primarily used by the development team, but nowadays we can use JUnit for the BDD Cucumber. And testing is a framework primarily So we can integrate with Selenium WebDriver for web-based testing, mobile testing, as well as REST SEO testing. The component of Selenium, when Selenium came into the market, only Selenium ID or integrated data environment was there, which was nothing but kind of a record and playback mechanism. After that, you can just modify your code, you can add some assessment, but that was not good. After that, Selenium remote control came, where you can interact with the programming language and creating complex test cases. Then Selenium WebDriver came, right, which was the newer breakthrough, which allows user to test script to communicate directly with the browser, controlling from the OS level. After that, Selenium RC and WebDriver merged. Then Selenium 2, 3, nowadays Selenium 4.81 is the latest version available. Selenium Grid is primarily used for the parallel testing. Parallel or distributed means same test case you can run it with different combination of operating system, different combination of browser. Apart from that, you can also divide it. Suppose in case you are having 100 test case, you want to run couple of test case, 40 test case in the Chrome, 30 test case in the Firefox, 30 test case in different operating system, maybe Mac, some test case in the Windows, some test case in the Linux. So that is the way with the help of Selenium Grid you can do the parallel testing as well. So advantage, Selenium is an open source tool, free tool, right? There is no licensing cost. Selenium support lot of programming language like C has, Java, Python, PHP, Ruby, etc. It support lot of operating system, Mac, Windows, Linux, support different browser, Chrome, Firefox, Opera Safari. Selenium Grids helps in parallel distributed testing. It uses very less hardware. Even 1 GB RAM will be fine. But in case you want to use the RFT, it might be 4 GB RAM will be required. Otherwise, your system will be hanged. Disadvantage, so it's required programming language, no vendor support. It's a free tool, so no, sometime in case you are struggling not getting any proper support, there was no inbuilt mechanism for the object repository, there was no inbuilt method for reading and writing the data from the external source, right, or the Excel sheet. So you need to rely on something and you need to create your own method, right, to read and write the data. Then Selenium WebDriver is the very important kind of component, right, within the Selenium. Right, there are 4 components: Selenium ID, RC, WebDriver, and the grid. But Selenium WebDriver mostly used it. It supports different browser like Opera and also mobile testing, iOS also. Like it support different operating system, Mac, Windows, Linux, different programming language. It is more faster than the other Selenium suite. It controls the browser by programming. It support data driven cross browser testing. It support parallel test execution with the help of the either JUnit or TestNG. I will take a pause, guys. So this is the theoretical part has been covered. You might already know couple of stuff, but in case you learning some of the important new word from my sessions, so that will I mean I'll be more and more privileged. Yeah, any questions as of now? I will take a pause and I will definitely try to provide any kind of query or clarification you are having. Now onward, it will start with the Selenium WebDriver. Yeah, please proceed. Yeah. Hmm. No problem. Yeah, yes, sure. Yeah, it will be recorded. I will be providing the recorded video, so you can go through in case you miss something, and in case you are having some query, we can connect on the next day also. No problem. Okay. But try to attend the sessions. I know that everybody is working, everybody is having some dependency, but it will be better if you join the session on live. Okay, it will help everyone. Yeah, sure. Anyone? Any other questions from anyone's? Yeah, please. Uh-huh. No, it will depend, right? It will vary from the organization to organization, industry to industry, right? Suppose in case you are only having 2 years experience, but you are really good, so that in case your organization management is having the confidence, you can be involved there. But primarily, it should be done by the all the calculation ROI POC will be done by the automation lead or the automation manager or the automation architect community. primarily. But in case you are having sufficient knowledge, bandwidth, and interest, then you can be part of that and you can contribute also in great extent. Okay. Then what are the prerequisites for the Selenium WebDriver? So first you need to install Java. Then you would require the any ID or integrated data environment. It can be Eclipse, right? It can be other ID, but mostly we are developing our thing with the Eclipse only. Then you would require the Selenium jar file, where all the methods, all the interfaces, all the classes will be there. We can reuse the all the reusable component from there. And then you require the relevant driver. In case you want to deal with the Chrome browser, you need to download the Chrome driver. In case you want to go with the Firefox browser, you need to install the Gecko driver. So first we will see how you can install the Java in your system. So this is the path already provided here. You can go here, that location, you can download the Java based on your system. In case it's window, you can go with that. So before that, you can go to the My Computer. You can find out, or go to the properties. You can find out your all the details on your system. So system name, RAM, right? What is 64-bit or 34-bit machine, or all this stuff. You can go there, and then you can download based on your right. It is a Windows or Mac or Linux. All this stuff here you could see here. It's Windows 11. So that is the way you can go to the site and you can really install it. So you need to create as your email account ID, and then you can download it, and then you can install it. Once it is installed, you can go to the command prompt. So you can press Windows R, then you can type cmd, and you can go here Java hyphen version. You could see that is already there in my system. But before that, once the Java is installed, suppose say it is installed in your C drive, so you can install a lot of versions. So, but in case you want to work with Jenkins, so Jenkins only supports Java 8 or Java 11. So the problem will that. So in case you want to work with Jenkins, so you need to install other version. But apart from that, you need to install either one JDK 1.11 or JDK 1.8, right? 11 or 1.8. So you could see here program files. Then you could see Java, right? You could see here I have installed 11 and 19 also. The next thing is that you need to go to the My Computer. You need to set up the path of the Java. After opening the My Computer, you need to go to the Advanced System Setting, and then you need to go to the Advanced tab here, and then you need to click on the environment variable, and here you need to click on new, and you need to give something called Java underscore home, that variable name, and variable value you need to give till that path. Suppose say 19, so till that path you need to keep it. Copy and paste it here. First one. You could say that is already there. Any version you can give it. Then you need to go to the path variable. You need to double click here, and you need to give the path of the bin folder. Till the bin folder path you can copy it and you can paste it here. So it's already there. You could see here. So after that you need to click on apply and OK. So that is the first part after Java is installed. Okay. The next thing you need to go to the Eclipse. You need to install it. So that is the path you can refer, and you can go here, right? So that is the path already given in the PDF, and you can go with that one. Eclipse ID for Java developer based on your system, Mac, Linux, or Windows. You can just click on that. Then it should be installed. It's very straightforward process. Nothing to worry. So first time whenever you are opening, so some shortcut will be created. You need to set up some workspace. After that, if you open it, it will look like that. So there will be no project, but I am working here for the long time, so it will be lot of project will be there. Otherwise, it will be blank. I'll show you then how you can create a project and how you can start your journey on the Selenium automation. Then you need to download the Selenium WebDriver, or which is nothing but Selenium jar file, where all the classes, all the interfaces, you might be tough for now to understand the interface of the classes concept or the method concept, but no need to worry. It will be, you can learn slowly. So everything will be covered, okay, and you can learn all the thing in depth. So you can go to that particular link here and you can download any version. So nowadays latest version is 4.8.1, 8.3 available, but I did not use 4 as of now. I'll be creating some video, but I have used 3.14 version. So you can use also 4.8 also, and let me know in case you are having any problem. So that is the stable version I am still using. So here what you can do, you need to go to that one jar file, Selenium standalone, and you need to download it. It might be zip format. You need to unzip it, and you need to paste it any drive. So I have placed in my kind of desktop only. After that, you need to, in case you want to deal with the Chrome browser, you need to download the Chrome driver. So before downloading the Chrome driver, you need to make sure that what version you are using for your Chrome browser, because it will vary. Suppose I can use 109, you can use 110, other person can use 112, like that. So you need to download it based on your browser. So how can you find out what browser version is having on your system? Suppose say tomorrow it is 109, tomorrow sorry, today, and after 2 days 3 days you can upgrade your system and it get changed. So today tomorrow same thing will not work, so you need to download again, right, the latest version based on your browser version. So there's a three dot here. So if you click three dot, right, there is an option called help, and if you, there's an option called Google.com. Similarly to same for Firefox as well. Click here, you could find out the version. You could see this is the version 111, right, or 111 is my version. So I need to download it specific to my version. So I'll be going to the download. So that particular path already there in my PPT, and I will be downloading based on my 1.11 or 11. So if you click here, that will be your driver will be downloaded, and you can place it anywhere. A desktop, that is that will look like Chrome driver, and this is the Selenium jar file, and Java is already installed, and also Eclipse is already open. Similarly, if you want to go with the Firefox browser, you need to install the Gecko driver. So that is the path for the Gecko driver, and based on your browser version, you can install that one, latest one. Okay, you could see here the 32 version or Linux, all this stuff, and you can download, and that way it will look like Gecko driver. So this is the 4 precondition is required. Then what you need to do after your Eclipse is open, you need to create a project first. Okay, so I will create a project after opening the Eclipse. So this is my Eclipse. So there is a file button, right? You need to click here, and you need to click on new, and we can now we will deal with the Java project. So you can directly select new and Java project, and here I can give some name, say April 23 Selenium training batch. Okay, there should be no space, and you can select any Java version, right, 1.7 1.8, better to select till 1.8. okay, you could see it is matching with JDK latest version, whatever is mapped with your system, and then you can click on the next here, right, then you can click on the finish. So you could see here the new project got created. Okay, and this is the GRE system library. This is Java library, means all the interfaces, all the method, all the classes will be added to your project, because you are creating a Java project. So you no need to download anything. That is the reason you are need to install Java. You need to set the path variable or the Java home to your system. So automatically Java related thing will be added to your project. And you could see there is a SRC folder, nothing is there, blank. So after the project is created, I will be creating a package here. Right click on the SRC folder, new, and package. So I can give something called training. Then you need to create a class. So first thing is you need to create a project. So once you create Java project, all the Java related jar file will be added to your project default, because you are creating a Java project. Then in the SRC folder you need to create a package. Then you need to create, within the package you need to create a class. So say I will be creating a class called session1, and here you need to select the public static void main. That is the main method in case you want to create a Java project. So without the main method you will not able to run any program. That will be covered in the Java topics, no need to worry. Few of the terms right now you are not clear, but no need to worry. In the Java topics those will be cleared. Few of the terms, right, maybe you are having some doubt, no worry, that will be covered in the upcoming session. So once your session 1 to 7 is covered, then you will get some complete visibility. Okay, because there is some connection with each one. Okay, because but I don't want to cover here much, otherwise it will be more and more right tough for you to understand right now. So that is the name you can give, and you can select the public static void main, right? So right click again, new class. I can give the name as session1, and I can select the public static void main. That done. Then here you could see this is the class name, this is the package name, this is your main method, and here you can write something to print out in the console. So you need to write SYSO, SYSO, and you need to press Control Spacebar, Control Spacebar. So automatically that method will be shown. System.out.println is the method to print something in the console. So like hello Java, that is the part within the double quote, because that is the string here I want to print out in the console. Right now, no worry on the Java concept, because that will be covered from the scratch, and you can get more and more clarity. So if you run, how you can run your, so that is the class. In the class level you can run it. Right click, run as Java application. It will run, okay, and it will execute the code in the output with the help of the Eclipse. So that is the way you can start your journey as a first program in the Eclipse. Now, as of now, I can access all the Java related part, but I cannot access any Selenium functionality. To get it, I need to add the jar file, whatever I have downloaded here, right? Any version 3, 4, any version to your project. So how can I do it? You need to select the project. You need to right click here. You need to go to the properties. All the step is already available in the PPT, no worry. You need to go to the Java build path. You need to click on the add external jars. You need to click on that Selenium server just standalone jar file. If you click OK, apply and close, you could see now that the reference library section is getting added. If you expand it, you could see that jar file added. If you expand it, lot of packages will be there, and in the package, lot of classes, lot of interface will be there, and from where we will be getting the method. That way we will be starting our journey in the Selenium. So that part already covered. In case you are having some doubt, you can refer the step here. Some of the important naming convention concept: whenever you are creating a class, it should be uppercase, or the noun form interface should be uppercase. Its kind of adjective form method should be start with lowercase. Variable name should start with lowercase. Package name should start with lowercase. How we can create our fast test cases with the help of Selenium WebDriver, and I can run it for the Chrome browser. Okay, let's see. So suppose say I want to open that Facebook page, okay, with the help of the automation. So that page I want to open. So what are the code you need to run? So you can remove that code for now. So you need to write here. First you need to type system class in the main method. System. System is the class will coming from Java. System, SYSTM. That is the class from Java. If you press dot, and there is an option called set property method, you could see something. After you press the select the method or press dot button, you could be able to see all the method. From where it is coming? It is coming from the system class. That is the class of the interface name. This is the method name. This is the argument. In case what you need to pass it, and this is return type. Void mean it will not return anything. String mean it will return the string data type. So that part will cover. I mean, learning slowly, no worry. So I'll be selecting that method which is really required. Set property. First I need to set the string and then the value. So what is the string? It will be fixed for your Chrome driver. So you need to, within the double quote, you need to write web driver dot Chrome dot driver. It will be constant. It is fixed, and here you need to give the path of your Chrome driver. So within the double quote. So where it is loaded, you could see it is right. I have placed in my desktop. So you need to right click here. You need to go to the property. Simple, and you need to take the location. It is the path. By this path, I already have my Chrome driver downloaded. Within the double quote, give it, and then again give double slash here. So that is the path. Already you got it here. You need to give double slash. So Selenium you need to give double slash. So single slash it will not work. Then you need to give the name of the file, which is the Chrome driver. That is the file name. So that is the path, and then the file name and the extension of the file. What is the extension? Is .exe. So then you can type .exe. So that is the end, and you need to end your code with semicolon. So all the code with Java will end with semicolon. I am repeating it again. System is the class coming from the Java. As and when you are pressing system dot, all the important method will coming from the system class. So you need to select the set dot properties, where you need to give the key and value pair combination. So key is nothing. It will be same for the Chrome driver. In case you want to use like for the Firefox browser, it will be webdriver.gecko.driver, and here you need to give the path of the Gecko driver or the Firefox driver. This is the Gecko driver, so path is still same. Here you need to change it, Chrome driver instead of Chrome to Gecko.exe. So that is the way you can set it for any driver. Then next, I need to create an object or instance for the WebDriver interface, which is the interface from the Selenium WebDriver. I'll create an object called driver, and you need to click from the class. So it's Chrome driver, Chrome browser. Sorry, driver. Okay. So WebDriver is the interface, but generally we cannot create an object or instance from the interface directly. So that is the way we are using Chrome driver class. So in Java, we can create a object or instance for the class, but not for the interface. But in case we are associating with the class, then we can create an object of the interface. So now with the help of the object, I can access both the interfaces method and both the classes method. So WebDriver interface will give you variety of the methods which will be using to deal with the web application. So you could see now here in the left pane, error message is there. You could see multiple marker. If you click on here, you could see there's option is coming. So first we need to import Chrome driver from these particular packages. This package is coming from the Selenium jar file. Okay, so I need to first import the Chrome driver class from the org.openq.selenium.chrome packages. Still error message is there because the code will not able to understand what is WebDriver all about. So I need to import from the relevant package. Import WebDriver for org.openq.selenium package. Now you could see error message gone, but you could see there is a warning message. Warning message is different. Error message is different. Error message means to stop the execution, to throw the error. Warning message means it is giving you some suggestion that maybe that particular thing is getting changed into the yellow color. Means that driver you have created object, driver object or instance you have created, but you did not use it anywhere. That is the reason warning is coming. Now I will use that object and I will open my page. So as and when you are creating the object, you can open your page, then I can maximize it. Driver.manage. That is the method will come from the WebDriver. You could see it is coming from the WebDriver. It will give you a lot of options, and it is the method name. Then manage.window. Again, window is coming from the options, right? Type is window and method is window. Then maximize. You could see now that return type is void. It is coming from the window. So it will first it will open the browser, it will maximize the browser. Then there is a method available called driver.get. You could see get. Here return type is void, means it will not return anything. It is coming from the WebDriver interface and method, and here you need to pass string argument, means the URL of the page, whatever you want to open it through automation. Now if you pressed it here. Okay. Now my code is ready to launch the browser, Chrome browser, to maximize it and to open the Facebook page. So that is the way you can start your first code to open the page. So first is that you need to set up the Java, you need to download the Eclipse, you need to download the Selenium jar file, you need to download the Chrome driver or the Firefox driver. After that you need to create a project, you need to create a package, you need to create a class, you need to associate your Selenium jar file to your project. Then right in the class, in the main method, you need to first set up the thing for your Chrome browsers. So this is the key webdriver.chrome.driver. This is the path of the Chrome driver. You need to create an object or instance for the WebDriver interface and the Chrome driver class. You need to maximize the window. You need to right, open an URL with the help of driver.get method. Now if you run it, you could see it will work now. It will try to launch the browser, it will maximize it, it will pass the URL Facebook page, and that's all my objective. So it is opening, it is working as per my expectation. Now I am able to automate, I am able to open the browsers, I am able to maximize the browser, I am able to launch that particular page. So till that part I am automated it. And you could able to see here Chrome driver successfully started, but it's not returning anything because all the method is void return type. Void means it will not return anything, it will just do the actions. Okay, I will take a pause guys here. Any questions? And you can try the same thing for the Firefox browser. You can already download the Firefox driver, and here you need to change it only. I mentioned WebDriver.Gecko driver, you need to give the path here, and here you need to, instead of Chrome driver, it will be Firefox driver. Otherwise remaining step will still the same. So it will launch your Firefox browser, maximize it, and it will open it. So that is the way you can deal with the Firefox browser. So in case you want to do it Safari browser, you can also do it. But the objective is still same. Here you need to change it. WebDriver.Safari.driver, Safari browser path, and it will be Safari driver. So that is the only thing you need to change. Otherwise, any browser still the same way. The first one, second one is the path, and third one is the driver name. Any questions? Are you able to understand? Any doubt you are having, guys? Okay. Annati, Bala, Sravanti. Okay. Yeah, so just do the practice. Okay, then only you can able to identify the problem, and definitely you can go through the video documentation, code, sample code. That will help you. Still any questions we can discuss it further, not be a problem, but you need to gain the confidence. Okay. Yeah, sure, please. Yeah, I'll be sharing one more video, okay, where you can get all the details, okay, or one URL also, so that you can refer to. You can try by your end, otherwise I will be sharing the details. No worry. Okay. Hmm. Then as of now, I already learned, right, what are the thing how I can launch my page. So I'll Locator, but I'll cover later. Okay. Now, in case I want to get the title of the page or return URL, right? How can I get it? So now let's see. I want to get the title of the page. So driver dot get URL. You could see get title. Now you could able to see what from where it is coming. It is coming from the WebDriver. Return type is not void. String means it will return something. So I can get the title, and then I can store it some string variable because return type is string. String say page title, and then you can print out it in the console, right? So what you can do, you can use SOISO and then that variable. Similar way, if you want to get the current URL, so you can directly call the driver here. Instead of storing it, you can directly print it out, but storing might be required in other variable so that you can use it n number of times, that variable, instead of calling the same thing again. Get current URL. It is coming from the WebDriver, return type is string, this is the method name. Okay, and end with semicolon. Now you can able to print the title and print the current URL after opening the page. So that is the way you can validate whether it's working on the expected. That part will be covered, that we can add some assertion and we can get them verified as well. Okay, you could see here, this is the title of the page, this is the current URL of the page, right? If you go to the page here, this is the title of the page. You could see Facebook login, and this is the current URL of the page. So it is working. The next, there are a lot of API commands. So we are not writing anything here because everything you can understand from here, all the syntaxes. So with the help of the driver.get, you can navigate to the URL for a web page. With the help of the manage.window.maximize, you can maximize the Procast browser, right? With the help of the close, you can close the browser. With the help of the quit, you can also close all the browsers. With the help of the navigate.to, you can navigate from one URL to another URL. With the help of the navigate.back, you can navigate back to the previous URL. With the help of the navigate.forward, you can navigate forward to the other URL. With the help of the navigate.refresh, you can refresh the content of the current web page. Now I will show you how you can deal with that. So that is the thing already there. You can comment it out. So that code will be there, but it will not be work. So how can you do it? You can select all the line and you can go to the source. You can add block comment. And if you want to format them, you can select all, Control A, and you can go source. This option called format. So automatically everything will be formatted in case those are not formatted. Then I already went to the Facebook page. Then I want to go to the other page, driver.navigate. You could see navigate.to. Here return type is void, and here I need to provide the URL. So I want to go to the other page, say Google page. I want to go here. So that URL I can copy here and I can paste it here. Then driver.navigate to, so from one page to another page, driver.navigate back, driver.navigate back, then driver.navigate forward, so that will forward again, and then I can refresh my page, driver.navigate refresh. You could see return type is still void. It will not return anything, it will just work. Driver.close or quit you can use, driver.quit. So now you could able to see, but it will work very fast. You will not able to see each and every step. So what you can do, you can give some wait time, thread dot sleep, that is the method. So that should not be used in the real time, but now you want to understand whether that my step is working in the UI. So you can give driver thread dot sleep, and here you can give 2000 millisecond, means 2 seconds. And as anyone will be using thread, so there will be error will coming. So you need to add source declaration or surround with try catch block. So I'll be using source declaration. Here you need to use exception, and every steps you can give that timeout, so that it will work. It will stop for 2 seconds, and then you can understand that UI also navigation is also happening properly. And then also quit. So every time it will wait for 2 seconds, and so that you can understand whether navigating Facebook page, and after 2 seconds navigate Google page, back to Facebook page, again forwarding to the Google page, refreshing and quitting it. Now let's try to run it. So it's nothing displayed in the console, but it will work only here. Now we can console it. That's fine. Now let's try to run the code. It will open the Google page, sorry, Facebook page. Wait for 2 seconds. It will go to the Google page. You could see here. Wait for 2 seconds. It will go back again to Facebook page. 2 seconds again forward Google page. Again to wait 2 seconds. Refresh the page. Wait 2 seconds. Close the page. You could see all the thing is working as per my way, whatever I have defined the code. So these are the different API commands for the browsers in Selenium WebDriver you can use. Then I will go to the locator, and then you can understand what's the locator all about. So as of now you already see how to deal with the browsers. So how can I open the browsers, how can I open a particular URL, maximize the browser, from navigate from one page to another page, forward, backward, refresh, and close the browser. So now I can quit, comment out this code here, add block comment. So this code will be there, but I'm just commenting out them. That will be disabled from execution. That is the way. So what is locator? In any web page if you open, you could be able to find lot of different type of element. It can be checkbox, radio button, image, table, okay, and suppose input field, link, everything can be there. So the locator can be termed as an address that verifies a web element uniquely within the web page. Locator are HTML properties of a web element. Element locator are common for all browsers. There is a diverse range of web element available in any web page. The most common web element are, like I already mentioned, button, combo box, drop down, radio button, hyperlink, frame, web table, etc. Then how can you get the properties for the web element? Because whenever developer develop, they have given some unique attribute through which you need to understand, identify it. Then only you can interact with the web element. Otherwise, these are the web kind of web-based API part is fine, but I need to identify the element with unique properties from the page. You need to identify it uniquely. Otherwise, lot of things might happen, and with the code, nothing. I mean, anything can work, and you will not be getting the desired part. So how can you do it? You need to open any web page. Suppose I want to open the Facebook page. Say here, after that, press F12 button from your keyboard. F12. You could see in the right pane that part is getting opened here. And if there is inspect element button available, you need to click here and need to mouse it hover to identify the properties for any web page, right? You could see. Suppose say this is the email field I want to identify. So you could see this is the type is input, means that is called tag name. With in case it is a tag name is input, it might be radio box or input field or kind of combo box. And then based on the type, you can understand that it's text field or not. In case your thing is starting with div, it will be definitely table. In case starting with anchor link A, it will be link. In case it is IMG or SRC, it will be kind of pictures, right, or image. You could see here it is starting with IMG. Link, it will start with anchor link. So that is the way, by closing your eye, you can say that particular element is this type. Now say I want to identify this particular field, and these are the different thing. So what are the, that is the way I can identify. But all this thing I cannot interact with the Selenium, because Selenium is having some specific element locator technique, which is like nothing but ID, name, class name, tag name, link text, partial link text, CSS selector, and XPath. So what is the syntax? Driver object, then you need to call the find element method, then by dot ID, and here you need to give the relevant name. So let's try to see here. Let's copy the all the copy in the notepad. How can it? There's a triple dot. You can go here, copy the element. You can open a notepad, and you can simply paste it here. So that is the input tag, right? That is the class is also available as a element locator, right? Name is element locator, right? ID is element locator. That is the three element locator I am matching here. But remaining thing is not element locator. These are the other property. So I can identify with the help of the email, ID, or class. So let's see with the ID here. So how can you go with that? Driver dot find element. You could see it is coming from the WebDriver, and return type is web element. You can directly work, or you can store inside web element reference, so that that particular variable you can call it n number of time to do different operation. So by dot ID. What is the ID? Email, right? So that is the way you can store it some web element. Web element is the class in Selenium WebDriver. Element, say email text. So that is my variable I am declaring. Now you could see error message is there. You can click here and you can import it. Right? So that is the thing. Now I can call this particular variable, and if you want to, right, send something, you can use send keys method. You could see that is the method coming from the web element. Return type is void, and here you can enter the sequence of character whatever you want to send. Suppose I want to enter Haradhan. Okay. So now what will happen? It will open the page. It will identify the email field and it will enter the Haradhan. So that is the way I can interact with the email text field. You could see Haradhan entered. Okay. So that is the way. There are different element locator techniques available. I will cover you in the upcoming videos one by one. So driver is the object or instance, find element is the method name, by is the predefined class in Selenium, ID is the element locator technique out of 8, and this is the corresponding value. Then what are the operation I can also do it in the WebEdit field. So you could see to enter a value in the editable field, you can use send keys method. Then you can check whether it's displayed or enabled. Displayed means whenever you are automating, your first objective is that whether you need to check whether the field is displayed. Then field is enabled. Then in case enabled, you can interact, you can add some value, then you can remove the value and you can again add some value, you can also get some attribute. So these are the different things you can verify for any kind of input web edit field. Now let's see whether it is working properly. So I already identified the field, then I can check first whether it is displayed or not. First thing, whether is displayed. Dot is displayed method, I can call it. It is giving you boolean. Boolean only true or false it will give you. Similar way, I can call the other method called is enabled. Dot is enabled. It will also give you boolean value. Then I can enter some value. Then I can clear the value. So with the help of that variable, I can dot clear so that whatever value I have entered it will clear. Right? Then I can again wait for 2 minutes, 2 seconds time. Then I can enter another new value so that you can able to validate the navigation is happening or not. Then I can again enter, say instead of Haradhan, I want to enter Haradhan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. So now let's try to run the code. So these are the 4 methods to be covered. I can send keys, I can clear the value, I can check whether the field is enabled or disabled. In case it is not displayed or enabled, definitely I am not able to enter anything. So it will fail my script. So I can give some assertion that whether check actual part or actual part, right? Then you can validate it. So that part will be covered in the upcoming video, no worry. Because our objective here not to navigate from one page to another page with the help of our script, but I need to add assertion point for every step, and I need to validate my expected result or actual result matching or not. You could see Haradhan entered, cleared, and again Haradhan 1, 2, 3, 5, 4 entered. So my code is working fine for the WebEdit box. And here you could see is displayed. Yes, true. Is is enabled. I can change it to is enabled also, and I can run it again. Is enabled. Yeah. So both will be true. Now you can run it again. So you'll open the page, maximize the page. It will enter Haradhan. It will clear it. Wait for 2 seconds, and it will enter Haradhan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you want to close the browser, you can add one more line called dot close. So my code is working and my output is coming for these two methods. Then the last one here for the web edit field, it is get attribute. Suppose here I already there are a lot of, this is called attribute type and the corresponding value is text, class attribute, this corresponding value. If I want to validate whether the corresponding value for the attribute is also matching or not, then how can I get it? First I need to get the attribute. So here I can go to the code, right, with the help of that particular variable for the particular field dot get attribute method I can call it, and you could see return type is string, so I can directly print it out as well. So so then variable dot get attribute, and here I need to give the string, means the attribute name, so that value will be printed out. So class I want to print it out. So you could see the formatting is not correct, press source format, automatically formatting is perfectly fine, right? Then you can copy and you can go with all the attributes, right? Couple of attributes. Suppose say class I want to print it out, I want to print ID, I want to print email. Suppose say I want to print out area level, so you need to give the exact name hyphen level, so that corresponding value will be printed in the console. Or you can store in some relevant return type, and then you can use or assert or verify in any number of times. Okay, now you could see here the output printed, right? This is your class name is coming here, this is the class name, this is the ID, email. There is no email field, that is the reason it is coming blank, because the name ID is email or name is email, but the email field is not here. This is the blue color is the value and this color is the field. So you could say email field is not there, that is the reason coming as value is null, because that field is not available here. And then area hyphen level, that is the field, right? Email address or phone number, that is the thing came. So that is the different operation you can do with the email field, sorry, even the web edit field. Then apart from this, you can do for the link. So I will show you how, what are the different things you can do on the link. So there is a text available called link text or the partial link text. So apart from the name, right, there is a ID available. So you can change it to ID also. So it will also work. ID or name, you can do it. Then you can enter some value here. It will work with the help of the name. Okay. So that is the class name also, you can use it. Okay. Then link or partial link test will only work for the link, right? So suppose say here there is a link available. So let's create an object or instance here first for that link. So what is the link here? So if you go here, right, forgotten password. So it is starting with a, and that is the link. So in case sometime you want to give the full link text, so you can use, need to use link text method, right? Otherwise, sorry, link text element locator, otherwise you can use partial link text. Sometime, right, there is a huge link, but some, all the link might vary every time. Might be there is a fixed component which will be fixed every time, remaining component can vary, so you can go with the partial link text. Okay, in case link is dynamic some of the part, otherwise you can go with link text. So here what is the link name? Forgotten password. So fp, forgotten password link, that is the variable I can create here. I can use that by dot link text. You could see that is coming. Or partial link text means partial link text you need to give it. So in link text mean you need to give full link, sorry, not here. So I can copy the full link here and I can paste it here, right, and with colon. Now with the help of that variable I can validate whether my link is displayed, right, my link is enabled. Similar way for the link also, and then I can click on the link, because link only I can click it and validate this part. That is the method, right? Here if you go here for the link, you could see here these are the different operations I can perform. Is check in displayed, in case displayed then I can only validate is enabled. Is enabled only, then I can only click on there, but in case disabled you cannot click, the operation will fail, your test case will fail. Now let's do the formatting again. Now let's try to run it. You could see link is getting clicked, is navigating to the other page, right? So that is the way. Now in case say you don't want to go with that link text, suppose say there is a link text, right, forgotten password. Say forgotten is common, but password can change to every time, password 123, so it will never work because that part is fixed, that dynamic. So I can use, instead of that link text, I can use dot partial link text, and I can keep the partial part, right, forgotten exactly, and password part I can remove it. So still it will work. I can give till forgotten because that is the partial part which is static, not dynamic. Because dynamic part you should not never use. Static part you should use it. Similar way you can check other functionality also. You could see it is link also clean with the help of the partial link text also. Okay. So that is the way you can deal with that. But apart from that, there are other element locator available, right? Called class and tag, then CSS expert. So CSS and expert. So by default, it will give you some CSS or expert. So you can take it, but sometime it might not work. That is the reason. Most of the time, we need to create our own expert or own CSS selector. So okay, so what is the default part? You can see triple click dot copy. This is the XPath. You can copy it if you want to go with XPath. If you want to go with the default CX selector, you can copy the selector. So suppose say copy selector, and here I can paste it. So that is the default, but that might not work always. it might get fail also. So you need to create your own. Suppose say this field I want to go with CSS, or the password field I want to go with CSS or XPath. Okay, so I can copy that one, copy XPath. Let's see whether it's working or not. Otherwise, we can create it. That will be covered in tomorrow's session. So say that is the part, password ID container ID, like that one, copy XPath. Yeah, ID is passed. So let's see. I want to enter something in the password field. I already entered Haradhan as my ID field. I can directly enter also. Driver dot find element here by dot XPath. You could see that is the element locator. Here you can enter the XPath, and then you can. It might work, but some in case it is not working, you need to create your own. Dot send keys. It is a text field, and here suppose say pass 3, and you need to end with colon. Now if you run your code, so that part I can maybe skip for now. Add block comment. So I want to enter the email as a Haradhan and password as a password 123. Now let's try to run your code and let's see. You could see here Haradhan enter, and that entered. If you click here, you could able to see the that enter, right, password 123. So that is the way with the help of the default XPath or default CSS you can work with that. The one of the important thing is called tag name. That part will be covered here. So tag name means you can interact with the for the multiples field with the help of the tag name. So there is a method called find elements. So this is the method called find element. It will work only with the one element. But there is a method called find elements. So in case you want to work with the multiple element types, so you can use that find elements instead of only one element. Okay. So what you can do, apart from that, let's just you before that in case you want to manually add some verification point, right? So here if you open the Facebook page, after that if you want to uh, uh, say you want to store the title here, right? What is the title here? We already created the method, right? Page title or page current URL. I can store in some title here. If you want to validate it manually, so say page or current URL. Okay, so driver dot get current URL. Now if you run it, so it will display the current URL. That's it, right? No, it will not display it, but because it is not printed out here. I'm not printing out, it will only work. So I need to do SYSO current URL. So with the help of the Java part, you can also check whether current actual URL is matching or not. Okay, you could say that is the URL. So that might be the actual URL also, right? You can store in some actual variable. I can store in some string actual URL. So that is your requirement, right? That your actual URL you need to match whatever is coming from the system. Then you can, this is string you need to give within double quote. Then you can use some condition. So I'll be giving some condition like if let's give it something called I can check whether it's matching or not. Let's say if condition, if your actual URL dot actual URL equal to your current URL, then you can print out something, right? URL matched TC passed, and else that part will be covered in Java's the no worry. That is the if else loop. I can use it, or else test case failed, URL not matched. Okay. Now let's see whether it is giving you test case fast or not. You could see URL not match. Maybe some space added. Okay. Or yeah, it is coming some space. That is the reason might be. But that is the way. Suppose say apart from that, or maybe you can just check whether the URL is containing some word or not. Right? Your actual URL, say your current URL, whatever is coming, or current URL, there is a word you can maintain dot contains, right, that Facebook part or not, that Facebook part, so that it will be passed within the double quote, that word is present in that current URL or not, so it will pass the test cases. So that is the way you can give it, but we will be using the assertion will be coming from the test, and you could see now test case pass URL match. But now if you give it Facebook one, so it will never match. Facebook word is not present, only Facebook is present. But you want to check Facebook work is present or not, so it will fail. So that is the way we can use if else loop to validate any assertion. But we will be using the assertion which is already available from TestNG framework, and then we can validate the expected result, actual result. You can understand the test case got passed or failed like that. Okay. The one of the most important thing will be covered is like apart from that there is a tag name thing is available, right? Tag name. Then how can you interact with the tag name? Let's comment out all this part here. So I'll want to go to some page called driver.get you, like I want to go to some Google page instead of page. I want to go some Google page. 1 second. Yeah, this is the Google page I want to open. And if you open Google page, if you press F12 button here, and if you want to go any link, right, you could able to see the tag name is starting with A for all the link, right? Whatever link is there, it will be starting with A only, anchor link. Then you need to understand how many link is available, right? And you want to print all the link. So all the this other language it will not be printed. It will be giving question mark. It will only available to understand in English only. So let's try to understand with the help of how we can go with the link. So say I will be calling driver dot find elements, that method by argument, where you could see it is giving you the list of web element, not a single web element. So you need to store in some list of web element. This is a interface coming from Java. So it will be by dot tag name. So I am not writing anything by my own, right? I am just taking the suggestion whatever is coming here at the anchor link, that is the link, and I will be storing in some list of web element list, and then this is the web element type, and I can create a variable name, say links that is the variable, and you can equal assign sign. Now error message is coming, so what I need to do, I need to import the list from the Java util package. Now you could see error message gone, right? Then you can print out the size. How can print it out? So the links, right, variable, there is a method available called size, so it will give you how many link is available. It return type is integer, it is coming from the list interface. And now if you want to print out all the thing, you need to use a for loop. No need to worry right now, that will be covered in the upcoming session. So just that is syntax, you can use it, for loop, for, then here need to give integer I equal to 0, that is syntax of the for loop. It will start with I equal to 0, it will go till size minus 1 less than link size I plus plus, and then here you need to print out everything. So I will be taking the variable name here, dot, for every I want to print it out, right, got get of every I dot get text. Sorry, I need to use so printing out, right, so here the variable dot get of every I, the variable dot get of every I, because I want to reiterate I equal to 0 less than size minus 1, not happening, dot get of every I dot get text. So that is the way you can get the text, get text, return type is string, right? Now if you execute it, it will give you the all the link name and how many link is available in the page, and you can validate. You already know the 40 link is there, so you can exchange expect on the actual one, and it will give you all the link name. You could see here. So total 25 link available. Gmail, image, sign in, right? That is also matching here. Gmail, image, sign in, right? Okay, visual sign in link will be there. Then about, advertising, business, privacy setting, another one like which is Hindi, Bangla, Marathi, all this stuff is not able to understand. It is giving question mark, but otherwise remaining thing it is printed out. So that is the way it will give you. You can, with the help of the that particular tag name, you can interact, you can get with the find elements method. Now say I want to, with the help of that link, right, tag name, I want to click on a particular link here. So here within that loop you can use something called if similar way you can give the condition, if my link dot get I dot get text dot equal ignore case. So I don't want to consider my uppercase lowercase. So here suppose I want to click on that maybe any link here. After opening Google page, so I want to click on the business, right? So I can business up ignoring uppercase lowercase. In case it is matching with that one, then what I want to do, I want to use that links dot get I dot click, right, and then I want to break out the loop. So that will be covered in the Java session, because in case matching is happening, I don't want to reiterate all the thing. Suppose say I'm giving a simple example, you are having 30 flat, right, and where you do not know any persons, any flat number, but you need to identify, say to me, and I am residing in a flat where there is 30 total flat is there. So do not, you just know my name. So what you will do, you will go one by one flat and you will search whether that the person Haradhan is available in the flat or not, right? Suppose say I am residing in the flat number 10, so you are going from 1 to 10, and in case you are matching with me, you are just meeting with me, then now your object is fulfilled. So you don't want to go to the remaining steps, so that way you can, right, whatever time it will spend, you can save it, so you can break out the loop as and when it is clicking. I don't want to operate. Now if you execute your code, you could see it will open the page, it will identify all the thing by tag name A, and as and when your link text is equal to your business, after equal economic, it will click on that. You could see. right? Business is getting clicked with the help of the tag name also. So that is the beauty of the Selenium WebDriver, this kind of element locator through which you can identify the object, you can interact it. I will recapture once more time, then I will take for any questions, guys. So you already seen what are the topics has been covered, right? What is testing? Nothing but kind of validating the actual with the expected and the actual part, right? There are a lot of testing, functional, non-functional, like user test. User can also do the UAT testing, alpha, beta, acceptance testing, and regression testing in case you want to certify, right? After all the defect fixes, all the bug fixes. Because of error, fault will come, and in case you did not solve the fault, it will create the failure. So at the as early as possible, you can able to fix your code. It will save the cost and time, right? There might be couple of situation where, right, error might come because of miscommunication, requirement poor, complexity, right, kind of conflict priorities, all the stuff. Error might come in the system. So 7 principles mean defects should be fixed at the earliest, right? Early testing should save that cost and money. 80% defect will come from the 20% area. Exhaustive testing might not be possible, so you can go with the risk-based testing. Software testing should perform with the third party, and all the testing should be meet with the customer requirement, and all the testing should be conducted before it's released. Software automation testing might be required in case manual testing might taking some time, some complexity of the project. You need to repeat the thing again and again and again, but you do not have the adequate resource, so you can go with the automation testing, right? And whenever automation testing, you are doing it mostly automated way, so you'll be creating the framework. After that, you will be adding your test cases, n number of test cases, you can do it, right? You can generate beautiful report, you can share with the stakeholder, you can go with the right minimum manual intervention, you can go with the nightly execution, you can go into weekend execution, you can execute same set of test case in the different browser, different operating system. So you can automate, right, the whatever area you will be using most of the time. So first you will be doing the POC or the proof of concept. They will be calculating the return of investment, then you will be going for the automation. Before that, you need to freeze your code requirement also, then you can go with that, and you can choose, right, what will be suitable for that, whether you are having the resources, whether resources are trained, right, whether that tool is matching with the customer your requirement or not. Then it will go for the testing process where you'll plan it, right, develop your script, add your verification point, right, and then you can run it or maintain your code. Then you can do the final run, you can publish the report, you can report a bug. Lot of different tools available, fewer free tool, fewer license tool, like the Selenium, securely SOAP UI, APM are the free tool along with testing driven framework. But whereas RFT, UFT, Tosca, Silk, those are the free license tool. You need to buy those license with the help of that payment. There are 4 components: Selenium ID, remote control, WebDriver, and Grid. Selenium Grid is primarily used for the parallel distributed testing, right? Selenium is comfortable in different operating system, different programming language, different browser, right? Some couple of disadvantage means it will require some programming knowledge, some framework you need to develop. There is no object repository, there is no kind of customized library, so you need to create everything from the top, right? There are 4 things. You need to first install Java, then you need to install Eclipse, then you need to install Selenium jar file, then you need to install the WebDriver, so that in the Eclipse you can create a project, you can create a package and class. You need to associate your Selenium WebDriver to your class, then you can write down your code to start your journey and to open any web page for that Chrome browser, Firefox, or Safari browser. You can identify any element locator with the help of the F12 button, right? It will inspector button available, you can mouse it over, you can get the different properties. But 8 different element locator available in the Selenium 3 version, right? ID name, class name, tag name, link text, partial link text, is the next path. In case you are able to find this element uniquely, you can use these first 6. Otherwise, you can create your own expert and which will be covered in next session. So driver is nothing but the object or instance of the WebDriver. Find element is the method which is coming from the WebDriver interface. WebDriver is the interface, and the Chrome driver or the Firefox driver, this is the class. You cannot create an object or instance directly for the interface. You can create it for the class. So that is the way, right? We are creating an object or instance for the interface with the help of the class, so that with the help of the driver object, I can access both the interface method and the class method. these are the different web page operation. You can get the title page shows current URL. You can navigate to a page, right? You can backward, forward, close. You can maximize the browser. You can refresh the page. And in case there's a WebEdit page field, right, the tag name will be always input and text. So you can check whether the field is displayed, enabled. You can enter some value, you can clear the value, you can get the attribute. In case also link, right, you can identify it with the help of the partial link text or the links text. In case still those are not available, you can go with export of CSS. Then you can check whether it's enabled, displayed, and then you can click on that. So that's all from today's session, guys. Thank you.